The great lock-in of 2025.
Society beats us up enough as women.
When December 31st comes, what do I want to have actually achieved?
Like, it would literally be the greatest waste of your potential to think that you can do this thing alone.
Even if it's not reaching goals, it's setting in habits that will allow me to start off 2026 really strong.
Make sure you're locking in with the right people.
That's right.
Grab the right hands whilst you're doing this focused sprint,
So true.
because those are the people that are going to keep you going when the dark nights come.
Like, oh, the last 9 months, people have done this and done that and been this and done that, been here and seen this, but okay, but what have I done?
Discipline has such negative connotations because we see it as punishment.
Yeah.
But discipline should never really be punishment. We should see it as training.
Yeah, you're on a journey. Like, the great lock-in of 2025 is not going to be the end of your life. If all you do in the next 3 months is reprogram your internal voice.
Hello and welcome to the To My Sisters podcast. I'm Renee.
And I'm Courtney, and we are your online sisters and hosts of the To My Sisters podcast.
Now, we are all about promoting the wellness, growth and development of a community of sisters across the world.
And in today's episode, we are talking about the great lock-in of 2025. Locking in for your winter arc.
Let's go.
Yep. Oh, we are actually in Q4.
Oh,
Q4 of 2025. I remember Q4 of 2024 so vividly. So how are we here? But as this year has zoomed past, we are now in a phase of everyone saying, you know, it's time to lock in.
It's time to lock in.
It's not too late to give up on your goals. You can actually still achieve something.
There's time.
And so a lot of people are locking in. They're locking in for this great winter arc, which is essentially you using the last 3 months of the year, to achieve certain things, whether it be around your physical health, financial, spiritual, mental, whatever it may be. And so we're going to discuss how to lock in for the great winter arc of 2025, but also how to do it in a way that is in tune with us as women and also allows for us to not feel an overwhelming amount of pressure about making, you know, all of these goals achieved in just 90 days. So we're going to delve into hopefully a balanced but also encouraging and motivating conversation about this great lock-in.
We can't wait. We got to lock in, girls.
Any housekeeping announcements?
Any housekeeping? Ooh, I don't think so, you know. I think we swept the house well last week.
Quite clean.
Quite clean, spotless.
We are approaching our 5th year anniversary.
Yes, we are.
Prepare yourselves.
Send us £5 on Monzo.
Literally.
Send us £5.
Trying to give up. Don't end things.
Don't be stressed. Don't be too stressed.
All right, yeah. Prepare.
Give us £5 on Monzo.
Oh, that'd be lovely. 5 for 5.
Five for 5.
Just celebrate with us. Share the podcast. Share the podcast
Share
with somebody.
5 people.
Share the podcast with 5 people you think would like it. That would be so great. Share it with the great.
And also, if you would like to give us £5, we'll take that too. But ideally, you know,
Fairs.
to keep the energy costs are rising. It's winter, so it's costing more to be warm.
It's
So
true. It's
support
true. If you'd
us.
like to give us a cheeky little gift.
But
But since there's no housekeeping, let's get straight into the ding dilemma. And this one is a good one. Can't lie to you. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Getting straight into it.
Okay,
Yes.
boom, let's go.
My friend called me a few weeks ago asking if I can borrow her some money to pay her rent as someone had stolen her bank card.
Oh no.
She said she would pay me back, and I didn't think too much into it because we are Christians and this is what we're taught to do.
Okay.
I kept up with her because I know these situations can be quite scary and she needed moral support. She let me know a few days after that she was going to collect her new bank card and the bank had sorted out her account and recovered everything.
Okay,
I
sweet.
sent her I sent her a message in response saying, "Thank God and really happy for you," thinking naturally the conversation would follow on to when she would give me back my money, right? Wrong. She hasn't replied and I haven't heard from her in almost 3 weeks.
Hey!
I'm trying not to bug her too much or make her think I'm putting her under pressure, but I feel like I've been treated like a mug, like someone you can easily play around with. I'm not her closest friend and she wasn't really talking to me much before this. I don't really know how to handle the situation. What if she wasn't being truthful? How can she be my friend after this? What do I do?
Baby, first of all, I'm super sorry. It is not nice to be out. It is not nice to be out of money. And one thing about me is money I have to make. So you are not doing too much by putting her under pressure. You lent her money. under the guise of it being paid back. And rent money can be a substantial amount of money. Obviously I don't know like what location, all that kind of stuff, but if I were to even base it off of like UK rent prices, baby, God bless you for being kind enough to, you know, lend somebody money, especially in such a circumstance that was described to you. And it's a horrible thing to feel like you are without money and your rent is coming. Like that's a horrible situation to be in. So definitely empathize for your friend. And I love the fact that obviously you were also able to empathize with your friend enough to support her financially, because I know a lot of people actually cannot do that. So good on you for actually doing the Christian thing, but good on you for actually loving your neighbor and loving somebody enough to share those resources. So I think in terms of like not wanting to rock the boat or put people into pressure and all that kind of stuff, I think sometimes you do need to be very, very explicit, especially where money is concerned. Like, I don't think it's uncomfortable or awkward, especially within the context of friendship. Money should never be an awkward conversation. Whether it is you have borrowed somebody money or lent somebody money, it should never be an awkward thing to ask for your money back, especially if you lent it to her. It wasn't a gift. It was I will lend this to you. And she also agreed to pay you back once everything was sorted, from what it sounds like. I can imagine that initially you get your money back, hurrah. You may not be thinking immediately, oh gosh, I need to pay this person back. You may just be relieved that, hey, I've got my bank, I've got everything restored. That's cool. So happy to give her the benefit of the doubt there, in that, maybe naturally she wasn't also thinking, oh, I need to pay her back straight away. However, now that 3 weeks have passed, baby, you need to be on her on her ass. Like, that's a lot of money. And I can only imagine how much that may have set you back. Obviously, I don't know anything about your financial profile, your goals, or anything like that, but it's an uncomfortable thing to be out of money, especially when you've lent it to someone under the guise of them paying you back. And I think 3 weeks is more than enough time, especially since her bank has been restored. And all that. And it may not be a texting, baby, you need to call, baby, you need to set up a, hey, can we meet? And I think you also need to be comfortable being explicit about the fact that you would like your money back. It doesn't need to be awkward. It can be a, hey sis, really glad to hear that everything has been restored and recovered. Would really appreciate either you pay me back or giving me an estimated timeline. I think what was missing from this conversation from the jump was, once things have settled down, when do you think you'd be able to pay me back? And if she's been restored fully and her money has been restored fully,
now to just ghost you is crazy.
Ghosting you is crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, like ring pod them. Hello feds. But I think putting pressure is absolutely well within your remits to do. I would forget the messaging. It's a babe, it's calling, it is a, hey, can we meet? Like, what is the situation? And I think you shouldn't use this whole notion of your friendship not necessarily being that close to feel awkward about asking for your money back. It's your money. In fact, the babe should have even felt awkward if she knew that she wasn't that close to you. She didn't feel awkward when it came to asking you for money. So let's put that awkwardness aside. You need your money. You did a really great thing, and it's not a bad thing to ask for that money back. Worst case scenario, this babe continues to ghost you or whatever. Unfortunately, sis, you may have actually been swindled. But before you accept that you are swindled, you're going to do absolutely everything that you can to get that money back. Because what? Rent money. This ain't no £100. This ain't no £20. Rent money.
Fight for that money.
Baby. I'm not saying to do it too old school, but baby, you need to get your money back. So yeah, do everything in your power to like be like, babe, don't let up. Don't be doing the whole. Sometimes you even have to drop the niceties. It's, hi, can I get my money back? It doesn't have to always be a hi, how's life, all that kind of stuff. You do need to get your money back. And I think that if she responds to you, obviously these are all this is if she responds to you and she responds negatively, then maybe that friendship is actually not for you. For somebody that can disrespect you to the point of they're now getting negative now that you're asking for your money back, I'm sorry, is that necessarily somebody that you would want to call a friend in the first place? So yeah, for me, the priority is, babe, get your money back. Do what you can. Try to be as cordial as possible, but ultimately, in the same way that the bailiffs will be knocking at your door if you owe them money, you need to be knocking at people's doors. And if she continues to ghost you, then unfortunately, it may be one that you have to chalk up and firm and absolutely face your front. Like, put up the borders, boundaries. She's never getting a cent from you, not hearing a peep from you, nothing. But try your absolute hardest to drop the niceties, your money. Bring it back.
With it, 100%.
But what would you say?
I completely agree with you. I think you've put it perfectly. Personally, if you know this babe's address, I would pull up to
no,
her
stop
house.
it, Courtney.
Yeah. Just because you've agreed to pay me back, and now,
crazy work.
Now that you have your money back, you are not acknowledging me. I think that is wildly disrespectful.
Work.
I think it's one thing to say, I don't currently have the money to be able to pay you back. But like you said, like, can we come up with some kind of payment plan, or I can pay you back by December 31st, whatever it might be. I think that shows at least a little bit of respect and courtesy towards somebody who helped you out at a difficult time, even when they didn't have to.
Absolutely.
I just think it's wild. And one thing I just hate is disrespect. Disrespect will make me pull up on you. Like, not to fight or anything, but now what
we got
disrespect to my face.
Yeah, real.
Disrespect, because it's easy to air messages. Air me while I'm here.
I'm here, yeah.
Ignore
don't open your door,
don't
100%. Open your door, sure.
Another thing that I would say is, if this persists, I know you said it's been 3 weeks, but if this persists and she keeps ignoring you, and like, despite all your efforts of like what Renee recommended, messaging and just being like, hey, I just need an estimate because I need the money back. If you can't get through to her, if you have a friend in common, yes, I am pulling in a friend.
Yeah.
I am going to pull in a mutual friend.
You have to.
Who is hopefully maybe closer to her, or can at least speak to her and just be like, hey, your friend owes me X amount of money.
Yeah.
I need her to get in touch with me ASAP, or at least for you to talk some sense into her that she needs to give me my money. I would also take it a step further. It depends on how you are. Depends on how you are. Not everybody likes to go down this kind of route, but I like the police. I like the idea of threatening people with the police. If you have evidence, because especially if you didn't say where you live, but like if you live in the UK, the police are on stuff like this.
Yeah, they don't.
If you have evidence of the fact that somebody borrowed money from you and they agreed to pay you back upon certain conditions, such as once I get my card back and my money is restored, and they have not done that, baby, small claims need to be seeing.
No, don't month. Kill me.
Yeah, so hopefully you let us know how your case goes.
No, stop
hopefully
it.
It doesn't even need to get that far.
Amen,
but
please.
Get your money back. But I will say, as just a point of advice more generally, never give out money you cannot afford to lose.
Absolutely.
Never borrow anybody money you cannot afford to lose, because let me tell you something, even if people are not wicked, there's something about money that can bring out the wickedness in people.
Honestly and truly.
There is, even myself, I have found myself in techie situations where it's like, I ain't got the money to pay for this thing right now, so I'm just gonna lay low a little bit. And it's a bad thing to do, and it takes extreme maturity and humility to come to someone and be like, I haven't got the money that I owe you right now, right? And so just out of that understanding of human behavior alone, never give out anything that you are not willing to lose.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like, you could have told her, or maybe next time, because I don't want to take away from what you were saying, it's actually a really good thing that you've done. And I never want to harden anybody's heart towards generosity, but I do think we have to be generous with wisdom, especially when it comes to things that are not charity. This is not charity. This is doing somebody a favor. This is a loan. And so I think next time, if this situation was to ever creep up again, you can offer to give a comfortable amount for you. And if the comfortable amount is not enough for the person, just say you can contribute to some of it. But unfortunately, you do not have the means to give all of it. That's it.
Case closed.
Case closed. Case closed. Wow, what a wow. What a wow. But that person is not your friend. Oh, let me tell you something. You said you weren't this close before. That even shocked me.
Also, sis, if you are listening to this podcast episode and you owe her money and you've been airing her, pay her back immediately.
Don't do things like that. Let me tell you, things like that ruin your reputation. They ruin your reputation, if not on earth, in heaven.
You get to the gate and Paul's looking at you
God doesn't like that. God doesn't like that. Pay your debtors.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
God doesn't like that. And genuinely, if you cannot, though, there is conversations to be had. Like, no one is saying that you should die because you're in debt. Like, no, you find a way, you find a way, and then you just explain and you say, okay, can you, give me some time? Can you help me to whatever?
Even payment plan, direct debit.
Whatever it might be. But girl, you were close to being a scammer.
But also, if everything has been restored,
why don't you have the money? But hey, people love to take advantage. So girl, be unrelenting. And sis that is in debt, be serious about your life and your reputation, money, bro. Please. But yes, so if you have any advice, you already know the deal. Drop it in the comments down below on YouTube or on Spotify. Let us know what you think, because for somebody to owe you rent money, that's
no, absolutely not. And you see the way landlords be on your neck when you don't pay rent.
That's crazy.
That's the energy you have to embody.
That's crazy. So yeah, but sis, pull up if you can. Anyways, let's talk about locking in for the great winter arc.
Yes, let's go.
How do you feel about this whole winter arc trend more generally?
Chad, we've seen the winter arc. I was literally just saying before this episode to Courtney, we have seen the winter arc of 2024. We've seen the winter arc of 2023. We've seen the insert the year and winter arc before the year. However, I am feeling good about the winter arc. I think that this notion of getting back on track, I think when it's done sensibly, it's great. Because I think that sometimes we can get to this point in the year and think all is lost and I'm going to have to wait until the next year to like embark on my goals or whatnot. So I think the different arcs that we have both in the years but also within a year itself, I think is a really great opportunity for a lot of us who may not have done what we were hoping to do, or like we may have lost momentum or whatnot. It's a great opportunity to kind of reset or reboost before the start of the next year. As long as we don't fall into the capitalistic and consumerist trap that can accompany a lot of these challenges, right? So I think one of the things that I've seen about like any kind of arc, right, is productivity. It's all about like getting fit. It's all about, I've been seeing a lot of 75 hards coming back because literally Christmas is around the corner and this is the perfect time for everybody to start getting in there, getting on their Zoom. So I think as long as we have individually a firm grip on how we are using the arc to help ourselves, whether it be to revisit goals that we may have had at the beginning of the year or to actually like get back on track for any reason, then I think it can be a positive thing, as long as we do not find ourselves falling into that consumerist capitalist trap that can accompany a thing like this. And I think it's also important for us to recognize how far we've come as well. I think the dangers of the winter arc can be embodied in discounting everything that has happened in a year. Mind you, like we're in Q4 of 2025. So that means all of this time has passed. Sis, you haven't been just sitting on your bum doing nothing. As much as you may think that you have been, like the time has passed and you've actually achieved some things. Even the fact that, you know, you are here today and you've been able to get to this point in the year is a testament to progress in of itself. And the fact that a lot of people often start a winter arc negatively, right? It's I haven't been putting in the work, or I haven't been doing enough. I think if we can get into the mindset of using it as an opportunity rather than seeing it as an exercise of like self-flagellation, I haven't been doing enough, then it can be really helpful. But I think it is very much starting with a positive growth mindset as opposed to a negative or a deficit mindset that is really the key to progressing in the winter arc. And also seeing it as an opportunity to set yourself up for not just like the next year, but actually what are some of the definitive habits that I want to develop in this time. Because there's a lot of people that are serious arcers. I'm a serious and a serial arcer.
Right.
2024 saw me. 2022 saw me. 2021 arc. I love an arc. Call me, I'm literally a circle at this point, the amount of arcs that I've been going through, the amount of arcs. But seeing it as an opportunity for reinvention, seeing it as an opportunity to continue to build off of the positive progress that we have made this year is so important for us women, because it's so easy to just discount this whole year, discount all of the transformations, the changes. And even for example, the women that feel like, oh, I haven't been on my Zoom at all, things have happened. Like things have happened to you. Like some of us have gone through terrible traumas, some of us have gone through grief, some of us we've had a hard time. And I don't think that we should be beating ourselves. Listen, society beats us up enough as women, right? So I think it is very much about like seeing it as an opportunity as opposed to, God, I'm changing my whole life because I've been slacking for the most part. And funnily enough, I've been looking at all of the like 75 hard content, and I was looking, there was one particular content creator that was like, especially as women, if we are constantly embracing, like we were literally made for softness. And I know there's a lot of discourse around like, you know, soft life and all that kind of stuff. But if we are constantly embracing difficulty and challenge and strife and all of these kind of things, we never get to live a life where we're actually operating at our optimum. We are constantly chasing this weird perfection, this weird us at our most perfect state, but we never actually live a life at maintenance. We never live a life of softness. We never live a life at our optimum, because we've actually internalized the idea that in order to feel like we deserve these things, we have to constantly go through strife. We have to constantly go through difficulty. We constantly go through challenges. So I think if you are a serial winter archer, or like a serial archer in general, you're just going through challenges back to back. I think the winter arc might not actually be for you, you know? I think actually chill, like take a chill pill. But if you are somebody that's like, oh, you know, I can acknowledge that I've made some progress this year or not. I can acknowledge that I may benefit from having a season of like really locking in, really focusing in on a particular area. We often gravitate towards the physical, but it can be the spiritual, it can be the mental, it can be the emotional even, or a combination of all of them. If you can acknowledge that there is an area in your life that may require a little bit more attention, and it doesn't become the entirety of your identity or your being, then the winter arc is for you. But if you find yourself being a person that's almost addicted to challenges, strife, all of this kind of things, then maybe your winter arc isn't about discipline. Actually, your winter arc may be more about dwelling and just staying in that place for a while before moving on.
I like that.
Yeah, but what about you, Courts? Really, your thoughts on the winter arc?
I like the trend. I think, like you said, you people can approach it from various standpoints depending on the type of year you've had, right? For some people, they've been smashing their goals, and this is an opportunity to get a bit extra in, or to prioritize other things as well. I like that you highlighted that the winter arc isn't just about physical transformation. It can also be just something about the mental. It can be something about, you know, rest. It can be whatever you actually want it to be. And I think for me, that is a core tenet of it. You have to make it what it is for you, right? You have to make it personal. It can't just be I'm doing what everyone else is doing, even though that can serve as a source of inspiration. But I think it's important with anything that you're participating in or intending to do for yourself to really set out, what is the purpose of this for me? When December 31st comes, what do I want to have actually achieved with my life? And for some people, it's my central nervous system.
It needs a reset. No, it does.
It needs a bit of a reset. For other people, it's I haven't done enough. You know, I'm not near the goals that I set out for myself maybe in January 1st, or this is not how I saw 2025 going. And I've been watching a lot of content. You know, I'm an avid TikToker. And I've been loving seeing a lot of people say, you know, for some people, it's just that feeling of I did something for myself this year. Because I think it's easy for 2025 to have gotten away from you. There have been a lot of challenges thrown at us. Mental health might have taken a hit. Your life might have just changed. Even for us personally, it's been a lot of transitions and just like unexpected challenges that come with transition and stuff like that. And all of that takes a toll on you and can sometimes deviate you from your initial plan for what you envisioned this year to be. And so for some people, it's just like, I want this to feel like I was in control. You know, I want to start, at least, even if it's not reaching goals, it's setting in habits that will allow me to start off 2026 really strong. And I think there's something so beautiful about seeing Q4 as a preparation season as opposed to a results season, because it's very hard to guarantee that you'll see results on something in 90 days. A lot of things in your life will need more than 90 days to be transformed. And as much as 75 hard and the 75-day challenges are great because they do produce results, there may be some days in that where you just cannot do what it is you set out to do. And I think what we need to be careful of with trends like this is that it doesn't create further disappointment in yourself. I think it's easy to look, and it's easy to be motivated by shame.
Very easy.
When it comes to situations like this, like, the last 9 months, people have done this and done that and been this and done that, been here and seen this, but okay, but what have I done? And it's like, okay, don't let shame push you though, because shame ain't never produced no fruits that are healthy. And so I think it's allowing yourself to say, okay, what do I actually want out of this? And maybe this can be an opportunity for me to start sowing seeds towards next year. To start seeing, like, maybe this is when you're starting to prepare for summer. Summer 2026. You know? And I think that's because the end of the year can be this really arbitrary date that we mark down as like things must be done. And I love stuff like that, trust me. But sometimes it can make you a bit nervous. And so I think just cool off a little bit. It doesn't have to be Q4. It can be Q4 into Q1. Okay. It can be whatever. as long as you're seeing a positive change in your life in the direction that you actually want it to be in. And so I think I wanted to pivot this conversation into talking about the locking in part, because what's so beautiful is a lot of people are talking about how much their winter arc needs focus and discipline and commitment to themselves and their goals, which I think is such a beautiful thing. But especially because it is the winter arc, it's very easy to lock yourself in because it's cold, you're tired, the season is changing, right? Like, you're more than just locking in, you're locking yourself in. You're you know, I'm subtracting how much social interactions I have, maybe, or whatever. So what do you say to the person who's trying to lock in but balance their lock in with community? Because it's easy to say, like, I'm focusing on myself, but then you become so isolated because of that. You know, I'm waking up early to go to the gym, and that means that I ain't spending that much time with people. I ain't around when people, I'm up before everybody's up. And therefore I'm going to sleep before everybody, you know. And it's easy to take, we'll talk about the pride part in a second, but like, it's easy to take a lot of pride in this. And not to say it's bad, but I think sometimes it can cause for there to be pride in this isolation. But that harms the progress of your community and your social relationships. So how can you balance locking in with having community?
That's a great question. I love that. I think for me, the first thing that comes to mind is locking in with your community. Like, just because you are doing, you know, whatever challenge you're doing, or whatever, you know, like period of intense focus you are doing, that doesn't mean that you now have to become, you know, a Scrooge all of a sudden. Like, no, I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like when a lot of people talk about like community and friends and stuff like that, it's always that, oh, these people are getting me off my goals, man. Like, oh, they just invited me out, they don't know that I'm here eating my chicken and my broccoli, like I'm trying to lock in. Or like, oh, they invited me to go to the club, they don't know that I'm trying to do my mental stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? How would they know?
How would we know?
You've told the internet before you've told your community.
So true.
You have come to tell us every single day, I'm locking in for 75 hard, but your sister doesn't know. Your friend doesn't know. The people that that can actually keep you accountable in real life don't know. And so I think we need to get out of this mindset of we can't do this without with our community. We actually need our community to get the results that we want. So that's one of the best ways that you can do it. Let's take like physical health, for example. You think that you can do the 75 hard thing of eating your chicken and broccoli or whatever diet is that you decide to do without at least one friend knocking on your door and being like, babe, do you want to go out? Or like, you want to get something? Maybe if you told her, then she'll be like, oh, we can do something different. Or, you know, do you really think that you can be doing this whole, I'm doing the great lock-in and all that kind of stuff, and not enjoying, whilst there are people that actually care about you and care enough to actually try and live a life around your goals as well.
That's good.
Like, when it comes to community and doing relationship with people, it means that you have people to do life with, not just around, with. So whether it is your, you know, physical goals, even your spiritual goals, like actually telling people, you know, your sisters around you, like, hey, I'm doing a prayer challenge. I'm locking in for the season. Do you want to join? Do you know what I mean? Like, or, oh, hey, I'm doing this. I'm starting to do this like journal thing. Like, either keep me accountable, or do you want to be part of my like affirmation team? Because you are going to lose motivation. And if you build your focus and your discipline on motivation, you will never get results. But if you build it on actual community, where you have other people that will fill in for you and fill in the gap when you do not have the capacity to, boy, you will win. And you will win big. When I think of like, for example, F1 teams and stuff like that, people look at the driver and think, wow, it's because the driver locked in that the car was able to go fast and they won. Absolutely not. Behind that F1 driver is like 6, 7, 8, a team, a hench team of like maybe even double figures of the engineer that's focusing on, you know, certain things, or the person that's responsible for like the speed of the car or the design, the shape, and all of these kind of things. All of these things add an extra second that can be lost off of the time of the F1 driver. Seeing our lock-in season like that, we are a car that requires mechanics. We are a car that requires different people with different expertises. And I think that's also one of the greatest things about locking in with people. People have different expertises. There are people that you're trying to lock in on certain things, and you have people around you that are actually better than you at it. Right? So the whole spiritual thing, yeah, like, oh, I want to get closer to the Lord. You have pastors around you.
Yeah.
You have a spiritual community. You have a church that you can tap into to make that thing easier.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to pray at this kind of, there's even prayer groups you can join, but you're waking up independently, just willy-nilly, thinking that it's just me, and which is important, and it's important to have your own personal devotion. But even the Bible encourages us to not forsake the gathering of believers. You're here talking about, oh yeah, I want to go on my walks, I want to get my 10K steps, I want to do all of this kind of stuff. There are people that are clocking in 20K steps within your own community that you can actually go for a walk with.
Yeah.
You're talking about, oh yeah, I want to build my business, like I want to be that. You have entrepreneurs in your community. Yeah. You have people that are, God has actually sent you people within your community that can help you.
Yeah.
And so I think the important thing about any lock-in, any period of intense focus, any time that we're like, oh, I really want to achieve my goals, is seeing the people around you as assets, seeing them as accountability, and also seeing them as people that can provide affirmation when things get tight. It's getting cold. It's getting dark.
Yeah.
It's not enough to wake up and say, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
There's been so many times where me personally, I'm not getting out of bed. Yeah. There's not a damn thing that you can do to get me out of bed. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But I open my phone in the morning and my brother has sent me, oh, Renee, I've just run 10K. What about you?
Your brother is a beast. That man is a machine.
Brian, if you're listening
Brian
to this,
Kapuku.
Let me tell you that man, I have never seen somebody that can do 90 minutes on a Stairmaster multiple times a week.
In the morning.
That's the kind of accountability that I have. So this whole small, I need to get 10K. Woe is me. Woe is me. Yeah, if I don't wake up, like literally even this winter time, I'm like, oh, can you hold me accountable every single day without fail at 6, 7 a.m. in the morning? Hey, Renee, where you at?
Yeah.
Hey, Renee, just in the gym.
Yeah.
Hey, Renee, I'm taking my steps now. Hey, Renee, I've finished 90 minutes on the Stairmaster. I haven't even decrusted my eyes yet, and this guy is out there. He is literally a shining example of what it means to be consistent.
Yeah.
But it's not even just about like holding me accountable, but he's also doing it with me. He'll be like, oh, do you want to do a shared session? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? So actually feeling, especially in a period of time where a lot of people feel lonely, isolated, sad, 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 actually the seasonal affective, it's even more important to fortify yourself so that you can achieve your goals. Good. Like, listen, having abundance and having community is such a blessing in today's society. We're literally living in an age where we are more isolated. We're so connected and yet we are so lonely.
Good.
Desperately lonely.
Yeah, so true.
There are people around you that love you. Like, it would literally be the greatest waste of your potential to think that you can do this thing alone. Yeah. The greatest way. I have so many people in my corner right now, I cannot afford to fail. Yeah. That's the position you need to be in. For the great lock-in, I have too many people around me that are good at the things that I want to be good at to fail.
That's so
good.
Good.
At the point that it's even embarrassing me. Like I have to, it's even embarrassing me small. So yeah, I think it really is about doing life and locking in with people. So it's like, do you know what? You know those like apocalyptic films and all that kind of stuff where you get to the end of the people are not like the things that people are looking for. They're looking for their loved ones. They're looking for their loved ones. They're friends. Because I am not going to do. Listen, this one that you're living like how many miles away? I'm calling you apocalypse happens, babe. We're locking in the same basement. Do you know what I'm saying? That is what winter can feel like for a lot of people, where we are locked in, as you were mentioning, into our homes and all that kind of stuff. And so whilst you are metaphorically locking in, make sure you're locking in with the right people. That's right. Grab the right hands whilst you're doing this focused sprint, because those are the people that are going to keep you going when the dark nights come.
I love that. That's so good.
So yeah, that's my thoughts.
And I agree. I think locking in with a community will elevate this whole experience for you. Like, it will provide the accountability, but all like you were saying so rightfully, the expertise and the support that comes with social relationships, like how your brother is there. It's not just a source of this is somebody who is making sure that I do these things. It's also having someone who I can do them with, which makes it more bearable when I do it, right? I think people associate discipline with individualism so much, forgetting that our collective effort can actually make a bigger change sometimes in our life, our individual lives. So I love that. And I think pivoting it to women now, a lot of us are engaging in the great lock-in, whether it be for physical reasons, mental, spiritual, emotional, whatever. Like my personal winter arc right now is resetting myself for 2026, like actually setting things in order in this new life, in this new pace, new environment, so that 2026 can actually be a success.
Yeah.
And so it's cultivating habits and all of that. But I think for women, it's easy to look at these discipline challenges and then be so centered around men's biology, right? And men's physical capability, and their hormonal capability as well. And so I wanted us to touch on what does locking in look like when we are doing it in sync with our cycles, right? What does it look like to consider your hormones, no matter what your makeup kind of is? What does it look like for us generally as women to consider our hormones when we are discussing discipline?
Yeah, that's a really great question, actually. I think we always have to caveat this discussion with you are your own person.
Yeah.
You are an individual. The way that you are made, the way that you function, it's important for you to spend some time, even if your winter arc actually looks like you understanding, what do I look like?
Yeah.
How does my body react to certain things? That information is a gold mine, because that will set you up for that sets up the baseline for anything you want to do in this life. The problem with most people trying to do, like, for example, the 75 hard challenge is, as you so rightfully mentioned, it was created by a man and it prioritizes men's biology, right? The whole 2 45-minute workouts, one has to be outside, one has to be indoor, drinking a gallon of water. Must I be weeing this much? Like, I might be if I'm like a 5 foot nothing woman, and my hormonal profile, I'm 5 foot thick in the fire, like I'm not gonna be drinking 4.5 liters of water. The water itself might even be taller than me, but I'm drinking this water. It's too much. Or it may not actually align with my physiology. Like some of the workouts that we see of, like, for example, 75 hard, it's too much. I'm not. Please, I'm small. Like I don't enjoy this as well. Or with literally anything else that we see on the internet around, like, challenges, like, oh, I'm gonna be journaling more. Maybe you actually don't like writing. It's actually okay, like it's cool. You can do voice notes, you can do something else, it's okay. Or if it's like, you're building a business and it's like, oh, I have to do content, but like I don't really like podcasting. You don't have to do podcasting. You can do other things. Or like, oh, I don't like TikTok, or I don't like this, I don't like LinkedIn. There are other ways. But I think first and foremost, you need to understand, what is my baseline? Good. What do I like? What does my body like as well? Good. What has my body responded well to? And if you have done these challenges and you have not seen results, could it be, rather than it being a lack of discipline, it's more so a lack of functionality for your specific body type, your physiology, who you are as an individual, right? One thing that I've learned about, like, myself, even growing older and all that kind of stuff, I can't be doing some of these high intense exercises. I'll be jumping a lot. I don't like jumping. I don't like it. I can just about do it, but now I'm hearing a lot of like creaks and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm not going to do it just because somebody on the internet said that that's part of the challenge. I'm not going to do it. It hurts. It's not feasible. Or, like, even with journaling, I'm a writer, but I also do not like writing consistently. So I'm not going to journal every single day. I might do it like once every week or something like that. Works for me. It really is about, how do I make my lock-in fit for purpose for me and my life? Good. You may be, for example, a mother. You don't have as much time as some of the content girlies we see on TikTok to do all of this. Your body has actually changed. It's okay. And I'm sure we'll touch on this in another time, but the pressure that is put on mothers to bounce back after having a child. Gosh. If I have a child and you guys see me after, don't expect anything from me. I haven't got anything to give you. I haven't got anything to give you, please. The fact I'm even alive is in of itself a blessing.
Miracle. It's an actual miracle. And I think what's funny, though, is also balanced with this internal desire for things to change quickly. As well. I think a good person to have that conversation would be Kike. She's currently doing this challenge. If you are a mum or somebody who's looking to lock in and you're a woman,
she's great.
She's doing a challenge at the moment called Hot Mums Unite. So it's a channel on Instagram. So Excellent. Go and follow her and then like tap into the challenge. But I think what's so interesting about that conversation is that internal pressure, but also resisting the external pressure that is put on women's bodies to snap back. So yeah, it's very complex. I think she'd be a great person.
I think she'd be a kicker. If you're hearing this, please, dear, we would like to summon you to the podcast. So we'll be on the DMs, and our people will talk to your people, aka we'll talk to you. Yes, no people here. But yeah, exactly as you mentioned, right? It is that balancing the expectations. Like, a lot of us want things quickly.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And I think also making sure that when you do enter into your winter arc, you aren't, as you mentioned, disappointed by the lack of speediness in your results. You may see some results, but they may not come at the speed at which you want them to. But that is not an indicator of how much effort you've put in, and it's also not necessarily an indicator that you need to go harder. I think sometimes our response to discipline not serving us is even more discipline, and sometimes actually you need to go the opposite way and give yourself a bit of loving and self-care. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's I'm not getting the results, I need to go harder, and your body's like, baby,
sometimes all your body actually needs is sleep. That's actually what will reset everything for you, and you'll start seeing results.
And can I just say, ladies, I know it's hard. I know everybody has got like different responsibilities and stuff like that, but sleep,
wonders for the hormones.
Sleep
wonders for the hormones.
You need to sleep. If you need to pop your magnesium, your melatonin, chat. I had magnesium glycinate like 2 days ago. Courtney, the way I went to bed.
Magnesium is fantastic, man. Another thing that I've been finding really helpful is spearmint tea before bed, but then there's also there's this sleep tea that Aldi does.
Okay,
that's really good. It was my friend Jennifer gave it to me, and I was telling her during this whole like wedding preparation stuff, I'm struggling to sleep. Like, my mind cannot switch off. She was like, here, have this tea, you like tea, drink it. And literally every night before, like even the night before my wedding, I was drinking it and I would be flat out.
I need the brand.
I would be flat out.
I need it.
It's actual Aldi. Like, you know how Aldi has their brands, yeah? Shout out to you, Aldi. It's an Aldi brand.
It's something from Aldi.
It's in a blue box, and it literally has the word sleep big on it.
Yeah.
So go and
I
look
can't
for
miss it.
I
can't miss it. But it's things like that, right? Things that actually work for you. And also, don't be afraid to like experiment. I think sometimes we also start our challenges with, this is what I'm going to do for the whole duration of the... Baby, you need to change that up.
You got to be flexible.
Some things will not work, but I can't understate how important it is that we need to have a rest and recovery mindset even when we are doing the discipline thing. Because we see discipline, like even when we think about what the word discipline means, it means to be trained. It means to be somebody that has been discipled. Good. Discipline has such negative connotations because we see it as punishment. But discipline should never really be punishment. We should see it as training. It is training us and helping us to cultivate habits that support us to be better. And so even reframing how we approach discipline is very, very important for us as women, and not seeing it as an opportunity to like beat down on ourselves, but really, how can I like fit my life and do things that support me to become the best version of myself? And best version of me, not best version of myself as dictated by social media, as dictated by the things I've seen online. As beautiful as that content is, I love that content on TikTok as well. Like, oh yeah, look, wake up with me at 5 a.m. I might not be waking up with you at 5 a.m, but I'm inspired. Do you, girl? I might wake up at 6. I might wake up at 7. Or come to me. I saw somebody that was doing like here's my 3 to 9 before my 9 to 5. I said, y'all,
it's everywhere.
Not catch me.
It's everywhere.
If I wake up at 3 a.m, I have sleep apnea, or I choked on I'm going to the airport. Something happened to me in my sleep. I was arrested by the Holy Spirit. Something happened at 3 a.m. if you see me, but I love it for you. And so I think
it works for you.
There you go. And I think as women, we need to get better at if it works for you. I like it. I love it if it works for you. That's that. And don't feel lesser just because you had to adjust things. Like there was a whole bunch of discourse like, oh my gosh, you adjusted it. You're doing this, you're not doing this right. Who said that any of these people had the blueprint of discipline? Who said that, did you, like, what revelation did you receive from Jesus himself that this is the only way that you can be a productive person? Absolutely not. So I think you increase your chances of success, actual happiness, joy. Like, discipline should be a fun thing. Like, it's not just, oh gosh, it is a sacrifice, but it's not one that should be approached with such like negativity. It's actually, oh, this is bringing me joy. I'm taking care of myself. I'm taking care of my body on my own terms. I'll also say that if you can, try and get some blood work. Try and like understand what is actually happening with your body, if there's anything deeper. I think as women, I hate the fact that there's such a dearth of information when it comes to women's biology anyways, right? Or especially when it comes to like reproductive stuff. If you have things like endometriosis, PCOS, if you have things like hypothyroidism, all of these kind of things can really dictate how you take care of yourself. And the more information that you can glean about how your body works, the more, it's not even necessarily about a physical thing. It's even like your cognitive capabilities. Like, do you need more sleep than the general population? Are there certain nutrients that you need more than, you know, other people? These are all part of your very individual genetic makeup. And these are things that should be honored and not seen as like a, oh gosh, it's such a thing to deal with and stuff like that. It's actually part of who you are, and that's okay, babes. Take care of yourself. But what about you, Cords?
No, I completely agree. I don't think I have much to add. I think that point is very pivotal for me. You are an individual, and it's amazing to get inspiration and information from the internet, but you need to carve out an individual / unique plan for you. Like, it needs to be unique to you, and you can experiment with that as well. You can try this, try that, try this, try that, and then come up with something that's curated for you. Like, when I found out I had PCOS and I went on my fitness journey and like wellness journey, I realized, okay, girl, the reason why you're lifting up the weights, but the weight on the scale is not shifting, it's because you're not sleeping, and you need to sleep, and you need more sleep than the average person, especially when it gets to certain points in your cycle. Or, you know, sometimes you're just not going to see that shift because your hormones are out of whack now, or maybe there are certain supplements that you need to take that other people don't need, or things that other people are taking that you can't take. You know, things like that. Just allowing myself to realize, okay, my diet, my routine, but also the things that I do for my holistic wellness, like prioritizing mental health and things like that, they are tailored to me uniquely because there are challenges I face that other people don't face, and vice versa. And so allowing myself to just think about myself uniquely and not just as a product of capitalism and whether, you know, society will approve of how I run my life and who I am. And I think it's also that greater thing of, okay, you're on a journey. Like, the great lock-in of 2025 is not going to be the end of your life. You're going to be somebody after that as well. So for me, my priority is always, what habits am I developing? What mindsets am I developing? And am I transforming from the inside out, right? Like, how do I think? How do I behave? What do I even sound like now? Like, what is my approach? What is my knowledge around health and nutrition compared to just, I need to cut out this particular food group or whatever. So allowing yourself to evolve in a more holistic way, I think, anchors you a lot better to have long-term change, especially as someone who's like done the yo-yo dieting and the fad dieting, and, you know, all of these, at the end of the day, they are trends and they can become seasonal, but the aim is for these things to have a long-lasting positive impact in your life that changes who you are and how you behave fundamentally. And so cultivating those things and making that your priority versus just, hey, I get to tick off that I did the great lock-in of 2025, but have you actually changed as a person in 2026 and beyond? And beyond. So those are my thoughts, man.
That's so good. I love what you were saying around being holistic and the inside out, because
you have to be. That's what carries you forward, man. That is what carries you forward. And it also allows you to not be defined by your external results, because anything can happen. I remember getting injured, I think it was in 2023.
That will humble you.
That thing took me out.
That will humble you.
I'm consistent in the gym, I'm losing weight, I'm seeing the scale go down, I feel better in my clothes, and now I have this stupid injury from deadlifting that means that I can't go to the gym anymore for a very long time. And all of a sudden you're now thinking like, damn, because I can't perform in this way, I no longer feel like this person who cares about themselves, who you know, is disciplined, who is all of these things, not realizing that there were other ways that I could show myself that I love myself and I cared about my health. And that's when I started walking a lot more. You know, like, okay, let's go for a walk, or let's also be more in tune with our body and not resent our body. Because it forced me to now be in a place where it's like, you actually have to listen to the pain. You have to listen to the pain in your body, and you can't just ignore it. you know. But oftentimes, especially because our pain, not to get super spiritual, but a lot of times our pains aren't physical. They are emotional, they are mental, they are spiritual. But we can keep going on in life ignoring them. But at some point they will show up in some kind of brokenness. And so allowing myself to be more in tune with what's going on with me internally, and how should that also direct my actions, not in that it makes me throw discipline out of the window, but also I'm not ignoring or dishonoring myself by acting as though this does not exist. So let me take some time to acknowledge this, and then also pave a plan moving forward. I think that's such a beautiful thing when you can honor your body, not just through discipline, but also listening. Like you actually listen to yourself and you're like, okay, cool. Like when you were saying about waking up in the morning when it's cold. Okay, I hear it. You're cold, you're tired, it's real. And sometimes even just saying that to yourself versus beating yourself up. Okay, you need to get up because it's 5 a.m. and your alarm said da-da-da-da. No, just acknowledge it. It's cold, you're tired, yes. But if you get up right now, you'll really feel good about it. Or do you really think you just need an extra 20 minutes? Then set the alarm for 20 minutes, lie down, and then we're getting back up. I think talking to yourself in that more nurturing, understanding, and rational tone is way better than shaming yourself into doing something. So yeah, listen to yourself, speak to yourself, and be in control of yourself in that way.
Of course, that's real deep, man, because I know that we've spoken about this on like previous podcast episodes, but just the importance of reshaping your internal monologue. And how often our biggest critics and our hardest traumas shape the way that we speak to ourselves.
That inner critic. If all you do in the next 3 months is reprogram your internal voice, you are setting yourself up for a lifetime of success.
Leaps and bounds.
That has been one of the best things that has happened to me in my life. Shaping the way I speak to myself in my own head. It has helped me so much, and it has improved how I talk to other people, how I show up for myself. And it's actually helped my productivity, not because it's all mushy, oh my gosh, you don't have to do this, you feel so tired, but rather it's like, okay, let's get anchored around our goals. Let me understand myself, and let me grow in a sustainable way, which means at some point I don't just burn out, crash out, melt down, because I've been ignoring what's building up inside of me. It's a different level of self-regulation, right? And a lot of us quit because we can't self-regulate. So when you work on that internal voice, it allows you to regulate yourself a bit better. And I think that breeds a great level of consistency. And then you work on the discipline through the habits. So yeah, it's been a nice journey.
Beautiful
Highly
journey.
recommend. But yeah, sisters, we've come to the end of this episode. Let us know how you are locking in for your winter arc. What are your goals?
What are we doing,
some
sisters?
of your focuses? Yeah, because it's not just physical. It's not just 75 hard. For a lot of people, it's something else. So let us know, what are your goals for the last 3 months of 2025? We hope that you have a very productive Q4 and that it's a beautiful time for you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, because it is soon. I think someone said there's like, at this point, there'll be about 9 Sundays until Christmas or something.
Stop that.
Yeah.
9.
Maybe even 8 from when this episode goes out. That's crazy.
Are we getting the antlers out again?
Crazy. Not really. But we'll see. Maybe we'll
have
have
8
else.
Sundays to
maybe
convince
we'll have something else.
True.
Yeah, maybe we'll have something else.
Yeah.
LOL. I can do like a tinsel.
Tinsel?
A little tinsel in my
You
hair.
heard it here first, guys, on the 25th of this day.
Yeah.
Tinsel. I can do tinsel. I can do Christmas jumpers.
Not really. So yeah, sisters, we hope that you've enjoyed the episode. We actually have, and we will talk to you very, very soon. Make sure you sign up for the mailing list you sign up to a mailing list on our website, twomysisters.com, and also rate this podcast 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're just watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do follow us on Instagram as well at @ToMySisterhood, and we are at @ToMySisterhood on all social platforms. You can follow us individually, my bestie at Renee Kapuku and myself at CD Boateng.
Delightful. Well, sisters, we are wishing you a fantastic and excellent week ahead. And as always, keep glowing and growing.